This is Robert Demers for Conman here at the Montreal Comiccon, and I'm here with Richard Comley, the creator of the great Canadian hero Captain Canuck. How are you doing today, sir?
Very good, thank you.
The convention's been treating you all right in these early hours?
This is my very first time here at the Montreal Comic Book Convention, and it's a refreshing change from Toronto.
What was about comic books that made you want to create your own?
I wasn't a collector. I was an artist and I think any artist is attracted to comic books. I met a fellow at church by the name of Ron Leishman. He's a guy who really was the cause of me doing Captain Canuck. He said we would get together, and he suggested to me that there should be a Canadian superhero, and there should be a Canadian comic book series starring our own Canadian superhero. And we talked about it for a couple of years, and eventually I actually sat down and started doing something about it. And of course the first issue came out in '75.
Captain Canuck was an independent comic book, and nowadays independent comics are a little bit easier to get out there. What was it like to start an independent comic book back at the beginning of Captain Canuck?
Well, you got to remember, I had no background in publishing. I had worked as a crest designer, a fashion stylist, and I did graphic design for a while. I did portraits, so that was my background. I hadn't worked as a comic book artist, so I had to learn everything from scratch. So there was a bit of a learning curve. In those days, there was really no direct market as yet. There were, I think, in all of North America, there might have been a few dozen comic book stores, and there just happened to be one in Winnipeg. It was probably the only one in all of Western Canada was in Winnipeg, and he actually bought quite a few copies. So of that first issue, there was a lot of challenges. We ended up inventing a different method for coloring because I didn't want to use the same method that the American comic publishers were using. So there was a ton of things. It was I spent too much time on some things and not enough time on other things. So it was a big learning curve.
What has it meant to you that Captain Canuck has lasted as a Canadian icon all these years?
Well, I feel good about that, obviously. It has been published sporadically over the years. I think everybody knows that. It was published, I started it in '75, 76, did it again 79 and 80, then I did it in 93 to 96. There was a series, we referred to them as the West Coast Captain Canuck. That was done in 2004, I believe. So, and then Legacy. So it has been. It has been how can I say? It's been a struggle. So, it's a struggle to keep it going.
Last year, a Captain Canuck animated web series was released. How was it to see your character come to life?
Well, the guy I have to thank for making that happen is this guy right here. The guy with the woolly hair? Yeah, Fatty Hakim. He is the producer of the series, did an amazing job, got an amazing cast, and no, it was great. I was happy about the whole production. They did a great job, and it was very good. And we're going to do more. There's more coming. Let's get Fatty on. Fatty, can you come into the picture just for a second?
Hello. Hey. How's it going?
This is Fatty Hakim. He is the president of Captain Canuck Incorporated, a company that has only been around for not even 2 years, something like that.
Yeah. 2 years.
And we released the animated web series last 2013, Canada Day. It was released, and we've got the DVD here today. Just released a DVD with all kinds of extras. So, it's been great. Like I said, I was blown away by the people that we got on cast. I think Fatty can speak to that for a minute.
Yeah, no, it's been great. There's from Law School, there's Chris Holden Reed is the voice of Captain Canuck. Paul Amos is from Law School is the voice of Mr. Gold. Laura Vandervoort, who's in Bitten and that sort of thing, she does Blue Fox, and Tatiana Miscellany from Orphan Black does Redcoat. It's an all-star cast, amazing music as far as Rush, The Watchmen, Platinum Blonde, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's very exciting. I'm really happy with it.
What is the future for the animated web series?
We're currently in talks with a few broadcasters just regarding it. We're looking to make an animated feature for sure, and so that's the next step up. And there is also a live action that's in the works through My Design Entertainment as well. These things take a little time, but I think like with the animated feature, we'll have something for sure. We'll have something concrete, I think, by the end of the year.
I know I'm going to be looking forward to that. Recently, the Canada Day Summer Special came out this July. What is the future for Captain Canuck in comic books?
In publishing? Yeah. Well, we have a new series in the works. I think we've got at least the first 2 issues are done, right?
Yep.
We've got the first 2 issues done. Kalman, help me with his last name now.
Kalman Andrzejowski.
Andrzejowski, yeah. Kalman, great artist. He is doing the first story arc, 6 issues?
6 issues.
6
yeah.
issues. We're going to have a backup feature in each issue, and those 6-page backup features, 7-page backup features, will be done by different top Canadian artists, including George Freeman, who did one of the stories in the summer special. The summer special, I don't think there's a couple of firsts about this. First time the Governor General has ever written a letter to be included in a comic book. There it is right there, folks. And first time in 33 years, George and Claude Saint-Aubin, and I worked together on Captain Canuck. Let me see, first time we've ever had a comic book that was released in libraries, public libraries. All across Canada, public libraries were releasing it just before Canada Day, and they were including it in their reading program and the whole bit. So we kind of, there were malls or convenience stores giving them away, 50,000 copies all across Canada, and I don't think that's ever been done before. So we broke, and it was a lot of work, but I think we kind of broke new ground as far as distribution.
Well, thank you so very much for talking with us, and I wish you all the luck with the large and exciting future of Captain Canuck.
Thank you.